Welcome to Zyva Beauty, Style and Beauty, all in one place. Your one-stop shop for all things fabulous. Discover a stunning collection of makeup palettes, trendy accessories, sunglasses, adorable purses for adults and kids, mommy and daughter dresses, luscious lip glosses, glamorous eyelashes, and so much more. Hey gorgeous, walk in or book your appointment today and let us help you unleash your inner beauty. We offer expert beauty services such as powder brows, lash lifts, lash extensions, lip micropigmentation, and rejuvenating facials. Find us on Pescador Drive next to Caramba Restaurant. Call 605-9256 or message us on Facebook. Zyva Beauty.
When working with sheetrock, you need screws that give you quick penetration for a speedy, stable installation. Best Screws, fast frame and fast finish drywall screws are specifically designed for you. Engineered by Best Manufacturing, Best Screws makes every job faster and easier. These screws offer reliable performance with a superior hold. You also save money due to Best Screws affordability. They are cheaper than the leading brands. Get the job done quickly without compromising on strength. For all your drywall installations, get Best Screws Fast Frame and Fast Finish. Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Someplace South Coffee Bar serves you delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner, along with your favorite drinks, cocktails, and 2-for-1 on mimosas all day long. Friday nights are steak nights at Someplace South, offering surf and turf, filet mignon, and USDA ribeye. Accompany your meals with our California wines made by Belizean winemaker Joseph Smith. For reservations, call us at 628-5373 or email us at someplacesouthcafebar@yahoo.com. We are located on the South Road, half a mile past the Victoria House. Our entertainment for Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays include Coconut Trio, Dennis Wolf, and Valentino. When in San Pedro, Someplace South is a must.
The hurricane season is here. Are you prepared? Get the essentials you need to stay safe this hurricane season, such as plywood, tarp, and rope, first aid kit, rubber boots, raincoats and rain ponchos, generator, portable radio and batteries, flashlight and kerosene lanterns. Weather the storm with these products and more from Benny's. Quality and savings.
Welcome back to Hurricane Preparedness 2025. Are you ready? Today with me on the couch, sitting and talking about hurricane responsibilities and roles in the San Pedro EOC is Mr. AbnerBacab. Abner, welcome.
Yes, thank you very much. Always a pleasure here. Thanks for the invite as well.
So Abner, you have been serving dutifully in the San Pedro EOC. Could you tell us a little bit about your roles and your responsibilities and what is it that you do to support the community of San Pedro?
Yes, thank you very much, Ms. Vanessa. Like you rightly said, our team is part of the EOC. We're directly under the persons with special needs and disabilities. Part of our roles is as is everyone in the NEMO EOC here in San Pedro, is working together for the benefit of our community. Basically, giving giving benefits and helping, assisting, and making things better here in San Pedro, especially when there is a hurricane or a time of need.
That is true. And so let us talk about the benefits of you assisting and, like I said, taking the lead role in transporting those with special needs and disability to the St. John Paul Youth Center. So would you educate our residents in what the process is in doing that?
Yes, definitely. As with every time there's a storm or even before in training preparedness, we make sure that the public is well informed which numbers to call for NEMO to ask for assistance. So importantly is to have the NEMO numbers readily available, part of your emergency action plan or hurricane preparedness plan. Apart from that, then once we get a call or the call comes into the NEMO EOC, they would direct the calls to us to inform us where we need to basically pick up the person and transport them from home to the St. John Paul or to the Sagebrush, either or. Of course, part of our roles is to, transport the person or patient in our case safely to ensure that they get a professional assistance all the way through. Means that once we arrive, we get the person's name, their contact information, if they suffer any type of medical issues, medications they need to have with them, and all of this information we do as part of our pre-hospital care, getting information. And then once we arrive at the St. John Paul Youth Center, we hand over and give the information to the wardens of the shelter, make sure they have all the information, and even assist in the case that we need to put them on their beds or wherever they need to go, which as we know, NEMO is in charge of making sure that they do have a bed and have make sure that everything is there, like a bathroom and everything that they would need for the time that they will spend at the shelter.
So true. So Abner, can you talk to us about the preparation, right? You rightfully mentioned about having a family emergency plan, but especially for those that are sickly, those that are disabled and fall under that category of special needs and disability. And what advice would you give to those who are disabled or who are bedridden, especially when it comes to making that preparation, maybe that they need to get off the island as well?
Yes, definitely. As preparedness not only starts when there is a bad storm or a hurricane or any of these natural disasters, we would definitely encourage, and we've been saying it, reach out to NEMO before ahead of time, to be able to give them your name, your location, your contact information, and all of these information, so we can put you in the list and make sure when the time comes we have enough resources. If we need to partner with other ambulance services to be able to, planning is important, so we have to prepare ahead of time. And again, if you are definitely thinking of, if you want to get out of the island, if you have family members that would be able to care for you better, we encourage you to do that, because nobody will take better care of you than your family members. As we know, the shelters, yes, we take care of you, but it's limited what we can do there. You cannot take all of your belongings and all of these things, so it's limited things you can take there. If you have a family member that can care for you, then that would even work better for you firstly, and then it will help us as well. If we have a lot of people that need to go to the shelters, it will create space as well, as we have limited space here on the island as well. So definitely would plan ahead and reach out to NEMO for any type of assistance you might need. Like if you go to Belize City, they can guide you where to go and which buses to take, and make sure that you get home safely as well.
And that is a very important point that you brought up, because you also do help transport residents to the boat. Let's say that they can take that boat trip, right? And they make that preparation ahead of time, and we're evacuating. And you do help when it's voluntary evacuation too, not just the official NEMO evacuation. And as we had experienced in our EOC, sometimes we know our San Pedro Polyclinic is sometimes understaffed, especially when there's during the hurricane, that is, and then there is limited medication and the pharmacies are not opened. So what advice would you give to people especially from an emergency response point of view?
Well, of course, as we know, we have the Ministry of Health or the Polyclinic part of the EOC as well, and they do prepare just like us, just like each committee. They put out memos and press releases and information for the public, especially the people that are sick, disabled, that need medication, for them to go and follow their medication before time and not stay without medication. So this is something we know when a bad weather is coming. A hurricane, Nemo gives the information, the Hurricane Center as well. So everybody has information out there. All you need to do is put it on radio, television, on Facebook, on all of these medias, no? So you will have the information. All you need to do is listen and get prepared. Preparedness is important before a bad weather or a hurricane. So definitely I would recommend these people to start ahead of time. Get your medications and anything that you might need. Even go see a doctor even before the hurricane comes, so you know you'll be able to have a idea medically of how you stand, if you're fit, if you need medications, and not wait when the hurricane is already here and you don't have medications or all of these things. As when it comes to the polyclinic, on that basis, when there's a storm, they only work on emergency basis only. So the clinics are not open. So again, the pharmacy closes. These people need to get home as well. So we have to take into consideration their family as well. Most of them are not from here. So, we ask you to help us, and let's all work together to make things better for everyone, safer as well.
And then, like you said, everybody, it's all about teamwork in the San Pedro EOC. And also, you can assist in any other 15 committees, right? So let's talk about that. People in shelters, and we know we have limited shelters, like you said, and if there is an emergency in that shelter, a medical emergency, let's talk about your roles and how you would assist in that case.
Yes, definitely. Like I said, Vanessa, we're here to work together, and with the 15 committees, I think it is important for us to be able to work together and assist in any area that were needed. It's not only for persons with disabilities, special needs, but to work together. I think the committee is doing a great job in shifting people around. When there's training, everybody trains as one, so everybody knows basically a little bit of all the committees to be involved in, and we're able to help. That makes us stronger as a committee. And I've seen for the past years I've been involved with NEMO that we have one of the best committees in the whole country of Belize, but that is because of the commitment of the volunteers and everyone that works together in our NEMO committee, as well, in the case of an emergency, we are able to assist not only special needs, but anybody that is in the shelter, to be able to ensure that we are able to give them pre-hospital care, and if there's the need to take them to the polyclinic, we're able to do that. If we can treat them at some point at the shelters, then we're able to do that. If not, then we can take them to the polyclinic, which is our referral center for any time anything happens within a hurricane or a storm.
And that is true too, because I do task you, as you are the representative for your organization. You sit in the EOCs, especially during, and you know that process. Once we activate, it is ongoing until they give the official deactivation. So we're all there, we're all ready to respond. And there are sometimes that I do ask you to go to shelters and just to go around and see if anybody is in need of a vital check, because some people, as we know, do not take their medications to shelters, and especially people who are pre-diabetic, hypertensive, and so forth. So talk to us about some of those experiences that you've had when visiting those shelters as part of your roles and your role and responsibility in the EOC. As we said, it's a versatile role, right? It's not to one committee, but you can help in all committees.
Yes, definitely. Through the years, like I said, being part of the NEMO committee, I'm very thankful to be part of it. I know we encourage other people that want to join to get close to NEMO as well, ask questions. You can always call, they can always come and see you at your office. But some of the experience we had is People that are sick, as you said, sometimes they forget their medications. Fortunately for us on our ambulance, then we do have some medications. We have oxygen, we have some aspirin. I carry sometimes over-the-counter medication that might help at some point. We have our
that
nebulizer.
They have their prescription
yes,
for, right?
Yes,
they have. It's important that they have to have their
yes,
prescription
of course, and nebulizing and other things. But we've had a couple experience where people we are called upon to assist them as well. So we're very grateful to be able to help them as well. But again, like I said, the best thing, and we have said it over and over, is to make sure that they go to the doctor, go to the polyclinic, get their medication. So you don't have to rely on anybody or any service to be able to help you. But if there's their need, then we'll still do it. Like we said, we work very closely with the polyclinic, the doctors and the nurses, where if something is needed, we can get it from them. So I'm very thankful for, again, like I said, the other parts of the committees that work along with the NEMO EOC to make it a unified committee for the whole island of San Pedro and also for Kikaker. No?
That is true. So, as you know, 9 islands are under my responsibility out here, and sometimes the EOC is left manned by the mayor and all of you all that represent in that, so that I may go over to Kikaker and facilitate and coordinate over there as well. And let's talk about some of the trainings that you have done with NEMO throughout the years that makes you very versatile in helping all other committees while we're activated in the EOC.
Definitely. I recall training was done about, I think, 6 months or more. I don't have the exact date, but I do remember we did a training with NEMO, and I don't remember the name of the other people that came, but they were doing for needs analysis. Is that correct?
Yes, you have taken a lot of different trainings from every different committee. So I'm talking about over the years of you having that exposure and that experience. How did that help you to be versatile and to be able to assist in different committees in NEMO?
Okay, yes, definitely. Like what I said, I've been living here in San Pedro for about 15, 20 years now. So basically, we know all the location when it comes to mapping the island. As well, when it comes to training, we've been involved in many areas for the ambulance, first responders, CPR, first aid, and many other trainings that NEMO has offered to us. So through the years, I think I've learned a lot being part of the NEMO committee, and we keep on learning. Nobody knows everything, and there's always updates that we need to do, and that's what happens with the NEMO committees, the NEMO organization, always bringing training to the volunteers, to the people that work at the NEMO EOC, to be able to offer that professional assistance need to our community here in San Pedro, yes.
And our residents,
our
right?
residents, yes, correct.
Okay, let's talk about one of the most challenging committee that we have, which is search and rescue, because that is the committee that has to be activated pre, during, and after, especially during and after. Let's talk about especially people that may call at the 11th hour. We've had that experience so much in the EOC, and especially people who are sickly. What would be your advice to those people, especially knowing that we've had that experience in the EOC?
Again, definitely, we're saying it over and over. Getting prepared, getting ready before the storm is important or utmost. That is the best recommendation we can give to our community and our residents, here in San Pedro and Kikaker, and basically all over Belize, getting prepared ahead of time is paramount. When it comes to search and rescue, if, at that 11th hour, like how you said, it's raining, it's thundering, trees are flying, debris are flying. It's very dangerous for the EOC, search and rescue, Coast Guard and everybody that's involved in that search and rescue. It puts more strain, and it puts the lives of these volunteers at risk. So it's not something that we would encourage you want to do, but if it is needed, we will. But I think the most important thing, like what I said, is preparing and avoiding these incidents from happening. Again, if you're gonna need shelter, look for shelter early. Don't wait last minute. Listen to the official releases from NEMO and follow the information that is given. Don't wait the last hours, because I know we've had times where we have to go out and look for people when it's raining and thundering, all of these things. It's very difficult, and as well, we are humans and we need to take care of ourselves. It's gonna reach a point where the committee is gonna say we cannot go for anybody else because it's too dangerous for us to risk something like that. So we want to avoid all of these things, putting anybody's lives at risk. Because remember, we also have family as well. So for me, I think that for us, everybody in the committee, come out early is important, and we need to do it.
So, Abner, what would be your message of, preparation? We're in the hurricane season. We want to educate our residents. We want them to be prepared. We want them to have their family emergency plan. We want them to have their medications ready. We want them to have a safe place to go, because as we both know, shelters are not the most comfortable places, right? And there's vulnerability in shelters. And what would be your message from Island Emergency Services to our residents of San Pedro, especially those that you have the responsibility to cater for when it comes to special needs and disability, as you proudly take that role in the San Pedro EOC?
Yes, definitely. Important message would be for them to, of course, firstly, ensure that their name is on the list. Reach out to NEMO, reach out to the NEMO EOC here locally, and give them your information and everything that we need. That is going to be the first step to do, right? There's different steps in the emergency plan. Of course, definitely have an emergency plan ready, a home emergency plan with your family members, right?
Well said.
One of the things I wanted to highlight here, Ms. Vanessa, is that NEMO does different fairs, information sessions. We visit you at your home. One of the things that you can do as well is whenever you give your information, you can ask the NEMO team to come and visit you at your home, so we can have a one-on-one time, and we can give you all the information, all the pamphlets, all the emergency numbers that you need, which is going to help you to be more prepared. And this can not only go to the person with special needs and disability, but the community in general. A lot of the fairs that you can come to, you guys, we have a booth there, so you guys can get all this free information that will be very vital when it comes to preparing your home emergency plan. We have the plans there. If you don't know how to do it, we have a blueprint that you can use, and then you can adapt it to your home. So that is definitely going to be part of it. Get your name in the list, get the information on the fairs, or we come to you if you cannot move, if you're bedridden, we'll go to you. We'll take the time. As well, remember that NEMO works all the year around. It's not, most people think they only work in hurricane season, but no. NEMO offices are open
all year round.
All year round, right? So, and that is our job. That is our responsibility, to reach out to you. I've been in different health fairs that we've done in San Mateo, DFC, the park, and we're very active in the public service. They do their fairs and they invite NEMO, they invite all these organizations as well. So we need more participation for our community, because I've been there and we don't see a lot of people that I would expect. So remember, guys, going to these fairs is important. Financially it costs, but it is done for the reason that we want to spread the information so everybody has it and nobody says, oh, I didn't know about it. There's the radio, there's the TV, there's the fairs. We go to your community, we do fairs there. Come and get information from all the organizations that are there. But again, put your name in the list, come to the fairs, get free information, have your home emergency plan ready. For people that need medication, we already said, go to the polyclinic, go early, get your medications, go see if a doctor right before the storm happens. So if you know that you'll be well stocked with medications, and the doctor will be able to tell you, oh, this sickness is getting worse, it's getting good, it's getting bad, you need to take this medication. So you prepare for at least a week, depends on when the storm hits and all of these things. Remember, if the storm hits, it's going to take longer for the polyclinic to be operational, or if we have limited medications to bring it from the mainland, it will take some time. So it's better to be prepared, right? Again, preparedness, planning ahead of time. We cannot say it over and over. We have to keep saying it because we want to make sure that people are prepared. People don't run the risk of getting more sick, or the worst, losing someone because we didn't prepare the right way, But like how I said, we've encountered a couple situations where we still assist, where we can assist. We will assist you 24/7 to get your medication, but that is not what we want. We want you to be prepared and be as comfortable as possible in the shelters. So that is.
You talk a lot about preparedness, which is true, but let's touch one more topic before the vulnerability of where we live. Right? It's not like I always tell people, it's not like we can pack them up on the buses and ship them off immediately off this island. It takes a process. But there's also a process for those that we help, that we send inland, that are sickly, that are disabled, where our other NEMA team receives them and takes them to shelters inland too. And you also play a vital role in helping and assisting in transporting them either to the plane, that we know we have an MOU with the plane to help those, especially with special needs and disability, or if they want to take that safety measure and precaution, like you said, and evacuate during the voluntary phase evacuation, that is before the storm is even approaching. So you do help in that way too. And you do keep contact with the NEMO team in Belize City as well to say that they are safely in shelters as well too. So let's talk about the vulnerability side of that, knowing that we're living on an island.
Definitely. Like we said it, San Pedro is an island, so we're a bit far away from the mainland. So we're basically on our own here. When it comes to a hurricane, we have to prepare early.
And we have to take it serious, right? Because this is an island. We're either surrounded by the sea or the lagoon, so we really have to take it
definitely.
seriously.
Rightly said, Ms. Vanessa. We have to take it seriously. A lot of people don't take it seriously until it's right upon us and we're in the middle of the hurricane, and then, you say, oh, I should have listened to the memos that they were taking out. I didn't, but we don't want that. So again, like how you said, take all the information seriously. Like how you said, we do help here, transporting the person from their home to the water taxi to the airplane or whatever means way they're coming out of San Pedro. But again, we have to plan for these things. It's not you call us 10 minutes, 5 minutes. No, these things takes days of planning ahead before the storm even gets here. So when it comes to getting them on a boat, on a plane, getting a boat from Belize City to their destination, all of this is planning, and we need to know ahead of time. That's why, again, how are you going to help us? By putting your name in the list of persons with special needs, disability, or somebody that just needs to get off the island. They don't have anywhere to go, they don't have any family members, and they feel that they're going to be safer in the mainland at one of the shelters or with their family. So all of this information we have to compile and make sure it is well documented, and keeping records is important for NEMO as an organization, to know how many people we're moving, where we're moving them,
So
what type
true.
of persons we're moving. Is it a person with disability, a bedridden person? All of this information is needed, because we need to pass on this information to where they're going, if they're going in a shelter, so they will know what they would need for these people to be able to take care of them.
That's true. So One last minute advice if anybody's going to a shelter, right? And they plan to go to a shelter and they plan to take their family. We usually tell people 3 days, but out here we would say prepare for a week, right? Where we know we have to do our own planning and pre-positioning of supplies to help those and assist people in need. What would be your advice to those who would want to pack their little first aid kits to take to a shelter? What would you advise them to put in those from an emergency perspective?
Well, definitely, we do have there at the shelters, because we always do make sure that we have, but again, we have limited supplies as well. So if you can get your own first aid kit, we should have as part of your home emergency plan. Of course, definitely we need some bandages, some gauze, some alcohol, peroxide, these small things that we need. That we need in case something happens, like somebody gets caught, like a band-aid, all of these things. You can have your own first aid kits that you can take and be more prepared.
And you
if
can
something
even
happens.
personalize them to your
Of
own
course,
needs, right?
definitely,
Because
yes.
according to whatever ailment you may suffer, you may. But within the shelters, should a person need emergency help, they ought to seek they ought to inform the shelter warden, who will then inform us immediately in the EOC, and we send medical emergency personnel over there.
Yes, and just to add on a little bit more, because of NEMO and the EOC, NEMO's gives information on all the different supplies and that you need for a first aid kit. So we can give you the information so you can follow it, or like how you said, you can adapt other things that you might need to your own need. So definitely important is the message we want to get out there is reach out to NEMO. NEMO is here to protect you, to take care of you, to prepare, to help you plan, to have all these plans in place. When an emergency happens, you're prepared. So again, like what I said, NEMO works the full year around. You might think it's only for hurricane, but it's not so. And before joining NEMO as well, I didn't know exactly how they work, right? So I was thinking I don't see NEMO until for hurricanes, see? But I got involved in NEMO. I was part of NEMO, and now I can share the information with our residents on how NEMO works, and we'll keep on working together to
constant
offer
trainings and constant teachings.
Yes. So definitely.
And community outreach. Well, Abner, thank you for joining me today and educating our residents on what is your role and responsibility in the San Pedro EOC and how vital it is, and the teamwork that we have in the EOC, like you say. It's that's what makes us strong to the core in the EOC, and depending on that solid teamwork with each other, being versatile in helping in every other committees that is there, and you're not responsible just for one committee. And thank you very much, Abner, for being here. Please join us for another episode of Are You Ready? Hurricane Preparedness 2025.
Welcome to Caribbean Sprinter. We're honored to be your water transportation choice in Belize. Caribbean Sprinter is the fastest, most reliable water transport in the country. Our ferries are equipped with everything you'll need for your island hopping adventures, local transport, and vacation needs. We're proud to have the most advanced ticketing and reservation system in the country. We offer multiple sailings daily between Belize City, Cape Cocker, and San Pedro. Our checked luggage tracking system allows you to rest at ease and enjoy the beautiful views during your journey. We take pride in maintaining and servicing our vessels to make sure we're always on time and ready for your next trip. Once again, thank you for choosing Caribbean Sprinter and welcome aboard. We look forward to your next voyage with us.